Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Quick X-Page Reviews. Today I've got something new, and it's a Samsung Galaxy A8 2018. Wow. So a quick unboxing at the very beginning as usual, to show you what's in the box and what goodies Samsung supplies with the handset. So a box standard Samsung Type-C cable, a charger, and it is a fast track charger, which is also called adaptive charger, with adaptive fast charging. Wow. Yes, thank you Samsung, making it a bit difficult for us foreigners. And then we've got the headphones, which obviously do support the play, pause and answer decline phone call option, plus the gel buds that you can use with the headphones themselves. Then we've got the manual, which is nicely stored in here. So you've got the SIM tray tool, which is on top. It's a pin you use to open the SIM tray and memory card tray. Then you've got the quick start guide, which as usual explains to us how everything works in the phone, how to plug it into a charger, where every button is, what's basically the phone layout, how to install the nano SIM card, and so on, so on. Yeah, warranty cards, obviously 2-year warranty with Samsung products in Europe, and regional log guide, which means that if you buy the phone in Europe, you can mainly use it in Europe. If you buy it in US, you can use it in US, and so on, so on. There is a way to remove that log, and you can do it free of charge, but yeah. So, back-facing camera on the A8, one camera. Then we've got the memory card tray and SIM tray on top. Now the back-facing camera is of 16 megapixels, f-stop 1.7. Then we've got a Type-C on the bottom plus a headphone jack. Samsung, together with LG, being one of the last manufacturers to actually rock a headphone jack. As you can see on the front, we've got actually two front-facing cameras, both f-stop 1.9. Now I wanted to show you because Samsung claims that the handset does resemble the S8, S9. So on the left hand side I've got the A8, on the right hand side I've got the S8, both with infinity display. However, the A8 rocks FHD Plus display, which is 1080 by 2220, where the S8 rocks the not Quad HD, UHD display 2K. So the main difference, obviously, the A8 is a bit thicker as well. It got a side-facing speaker, where the S8 has a bottom-firing speaker. And obviously the position of the headphone jack is a bit different as well. But overall, the phones do look quite similar. Obviously, again, you do have a bit different processors and so on, so on. But if you're not into gaming that much, I'm not saying the phone is underperforming, but it's not as good as obviously the flagship processors on the S8, then the A8 might be actually a good deal for you. As you can see, both phones are rocking AMOLED displays, which means that they've got always on function available. Now the phone out of the box runs on Android 7.1.1. Now, knowing Samsung and the recent update to Oreo, I'm not 100% sure we're gonna get that Oreo, but hopefully that will be the case. 32 gigabytes of internal memory. I wonder how's the RAM looking at. 4 gigabytes of RAM, so pretty generous, to be honest, of Samsung to supply the phone with 4 gigabytes of RAM. Last year flagship phones were actually equipped with 6 gigs. Then in terms of display, you can obviously do the auto brightness blue light filter, which removes the blue hue from the display to make the eyes feel less strained during night. Then you've got the navigation bar, which obviously if you'd like to, you can rearrange, you can hide, and so on, so on. Pretty box standard features, but obviously Samsung being Samsung and having TouchWiz, is it actually still called TouchWiz or UXWiz? Actually, yeah, let's stick to the TouchWiz name. Yeah, pretty much very future rich device assistant. Oh, that's pretty interesting. As always, a lot of features that you might not know about or you might not actually ever use, like palm swipe and palm screenshot and direct call, which basically allows you to answer the phone as soon as you pick it up. I think that Samsung is trying to showcase in here is that even though it's not a flagship device, you still get most of the flagship features from the S8 and S9. Dual Messenger allows you to install dual Facebook, dual WhatsApp, dual Messenger apps, which is always pretty handy, especially if you've got a dual SIM phone. But if you don't, you can still do that if you're running, for example, your private Facebook profile and your, let's say, work or company profile. Apart from that, you can obviously screencast, mirrorcast to any tele that supports that. But to be honest, the most interesting feature, in my opinion, here is the dual lens camera. So apart from allowing you to obviously take pictures and selfies, or how Samsung calls it now, Wi-Fi's. So yeah, you've got like a you can actually get more people in one picture. You also have the option to blur the background, which I'll show you in a second, and I'll also show you the results. Knowing Samsung, you obviously get the Bixby as well and the Pro mode, but sadly you can only change the shutter speed and ISO and white balance value. Nothing extraordinary in here, which is a bit disappointing, but that's where you see that you're not actually dealing with a flagship phone, but a handset that is on top of the mid-range tier, I would say, especially considering the price, which is around £450. Unfortunately for Samsung, that's very dangerously close to the OnePlus 5T price, which obviously has a better processor and all that stuff. Now, let's have a look, because I can see that live focus, which basically is a portrait mode or bokeh mode. Yeah, it needs some adjusting, but it's actually pretty easy to use. As you can see, you can adjust it whenever you want to, however you want to, before you take the picture. So it actually works pretty well. Like I said, I will show you some samples from the picture mode, that live focus mode, at the very end of the video. But apart from that, I'd like to see how the phone performs in gaming. So yeah, here we are rocking Asphalt Extreme. Pretty much a demanding game, not the most demanding out there. However, I don't have access to the Asphalt 9, weirdly enough. I'm not sure if it's still in beta stage, or none of my phones are powerful enough to play it, but yes, that's the latest I've got access to. So as you can see, gaming wise, pretty fluid, pretty fluent, to be honest. I'm not the best in racing games considering touch input, so unfortunately I don't have my Moga Pro controller with me, so I'm forced to use the touchscreen. As you can see, that's not the best effort ever, but at least we are getting there. So yeah, like I said, pretty well, going pretty well. So overall, I'm pretty impressed with the phone. I'm not that impressed with the price though. Like I said, dangerously close to the OnePlus 5T one. So if you want to have a look at the camera samples, they'll be ready right now. So yeah, have a look now. Like I said, there are some live focus photos as well. The color reproduction is actually quite nice. So yeah, thanks for watching guys, another episode of Quick Expert Reviews, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care guys, bye!